Hey everyone, and welcome. I am so glad you're here because today we are going on an adventure. Seriously, we're going to go and discover something absolutely incredible, a treasure that is way more valuable than gold or jewels. You ready? Let's dive in.
So have you ever dreamed of finding a hidden treasure chest? Following an old secret map with an X that marks the spot? Well, what if I told you there's a real treasure and a secret promise from God that is meant just for you? It's a huge adventure, and you are officially invited.
Okay, so every great treasure hunt needs a map, right? Well, our map for this adventure is the Bible. It's totally filled with clues and incredible promises from God, the one who made everything. So let's open it up and find our very first clue. Wow, here it is, our first big clue, right here in the book of Exodus. God says that if we obey His voice, then we'll become a peculiar treasure to Him. Now, peculiar is kind of a fancy old-fashioned word. It just means special, unique, one of a kind. This is telling us that something amazing happens when we listen to God.
Now, I know what you might be thinking, but that was written thousands of years ago. And you're right, it was. But here's the cool thing. God's promises, they don't have an expiration date. This promise is for everyone who wants to follow Him, and that totally includes you, right here, right now.
So, the treasure map says we need to obey. But what does that word even mean? It can sound a little strict, maybe, but it's actually a very first step on our adventure, so it's super important. Let's figure it out together.
It's actually pretty simple. To obey just means to listen carefully to what God is asking you to do, and then making the choice to actually do it. See? It's not about being forced or being like a robot. It's a choice you get to make because you trust the one who's talking to you.
Okay, that's a good definition, but what does it really look like? In real life for someone like you, it's not about doing some huge impossible thing. It's actually all about the small choices we get to make every single day.
It looks like sharing your favorite toy, even when it's kind of tough to let it go. It's choosing to tell the truth when a little lie might seem way easier. It's helping your mom or dad before they even have to ask you. And it's seeing someone who looks lonely and choosing to go over and be their friend. All of these are ways we listen to God's loving voice. All right, so we figured out the first part of the clue, to obey. And now it's time for the absolute best part of any treasure hunt, the big discovery. Let's find out what this amazing, special treasure really is.
Are you ready? After all this searching and following the map, what is the incredible treasure that God promises? What is so valuable to Him that He calls it His very own?
It's you. That's it. That's the treasure. You are God's special, chosen, one-of-a-kind treasure. Just let that sink in for a second.
Think about it for a second. Out of all the stars in the sky, all the deep oceans, all the huge mountains, and every single person on Earth, God looks right at you and says, that one, that person right there is my special treasure. Being His treasure means you are so deeply loved and that He personally chose you.
And this idea is so important that the treasure map actually says it again in another spot, this time in the book of Deuteronomy. It says, God has chosen thee to be a special people unto Himself. This isn't just a small idea. It's one of God's biggest and most important messages for you.
So if we have this amazing treasure map, it's pretty important to trust the one who made the map, isn't it? God is our map maker. He knows the whole path. He knows the best way for us to go, even when we have no idea.
Sometimes we have our own ideas about how things should go, but trusting God means believing that His plan is always better and more wonderful than anything we could come up with, even if it feels a little different from what we expected.
So for example, our idea might be to try and figure everything out all by ourselves, or to get really worried when things get tricky. But God's way is to ask Him for help and just trust that He has a good plan. There's this guy in the Bible named Paul, and he said he counted all his own ideas as nothing compared to the amazing adventure of knowing God.
This kind of trust actually has a special name, faith. Think of it like this. Faith is taking a step on the path, holding the mapmaker's hand because you trust He is leading you somewhere absolutely wonderful, even if you can only see one little step at a time.
We did it. We followed the map and we discovered the treasure. But you know the best part? This isn't the end of the adventure. Not at all. This is just the beginning. So let's put it all together. What's your very next step?
Here's the whole journey in 3 simple steps.
First, we listen to God's voice and we choose to follow it. That's obedience. Second, we trust that His plan is the very best. That's faith. And third, when we do those things, we get to discover the awesome truth that we are His special treasure.
And please, remember this super important truth. You don't have to be perfect to be God's treasure. You don't have to earn it. Being His treasure isn't some prize you get for doing everything right. It is a free gift He gives you, simply because He loves you.
So as we finish up our time together, I want to leave you with this one question to think about. What's one small step, one little choice that you can make today to listen to God and walk with Him on this incredible adventure? Thanks so much for exploring with me.